icLAAo, I can't lose. No way do I lose ever. Today is January 29, 2026, day 29 of the 100 push-up, 100 squat progressive challenge for a year. Let's go.
Basically a super stacked record before she ever turned pro, and literally one of the biggest betting favorites you'll ever see at minus 3,500 against Maria Morais when she, of course, made good on those odds. And her UFC debut did not disappoint against Luana Carolina. Don't get me wrong, there were some good moments for Luana, but Montague nearly finished Luana in every round of the fight with particularly heavy ground and pound and some really close submission attempts. She basically showed off everything that looks really good about her. She's just incredibly strong for the division. She'll be a major factor in the division soon, but her striking leaves a ton to be desired. There's definitely a real question of how she can measure up through the higher ranks of the division at age 32. I mean, how much can you really change at that age? But who are we kidding? This is women's 135 in 2026. She won't have much trouble breaking into the top 10, if any at all. She is not currently booked for a fight this year yet, but we should see something soon. Number 13, Ivo Baranewski. He's a 7-0 light heavyweight from Poland. If you look at this wild man's background, you'd assume he's just a grappler with judo world championship medals to his name, going back to his team.
25 squat.
Since he was about 8 years old. But watching MMA Junkie had him as their newcomer of the year for 2025 with 3 wins in his first year inside the promotion, with the last not to mention being a stunning spinning back fist elbow barrage over Giga Chikadze in their co-main event on the last ESPN card back in December. And this is something this guy has done all throughout his career, going back to his amateur days. And as a pro on the regional scene back in Argentina, the guy wasn't just a double champ for his home promotion in Samurai Fight House, but
50 push-up.
3 division champ, beating UFC vets in the process. This is something you see from time to time, but not as a pro, usually at an amateur level because of all the risks involved going for 3 different titles in 3 weight classes. He's won titles at bantamweight, featherweight, and lightweight, and naturally featherweight being his optimal class, he's had the most defenses there with 3 and an interim title win before that. But beyond the record itself, it's what he's done in those wins. This guy has crazy crisp striking with nearly all KOs or TKOs and a few submissions to go along with it. It's noteworthy he does have 1 loss on his record, and it's definitely a significant one against John Silva. That night it just didn't go his way to a decision already. He'll be fighting again on the March 28th card in what should be an absolute banger fight. I would seriously write this down on your calendars. He's fighting a championship level kickboxer who fought both Alex Pereira and Izzy in glory, Dmitry Belgawi. I cannot wait for that one. Number 2, Basangor Susurkayev. He's an 11-0 middleweight fighting out of Chechnya. The question coming in hot off the Contender Series just 4 days later in the UFC was whether or not he was just the latest hype train on the verge of being derailed or the real deal.
75 push-up.
Yeah, he's delivered on that, even if the early going against a very game Eric Nolan put that all into question at a few moments there. Either way, he finished that guy, and what got him so much hype in the first place is the fact that he's a main training partner of Hamzat Chimaev, and to date has the finishing streak dominance to go along with it. But beyond that, Dana White has massively hyped him up himself.
Yeah, it was a weird night, but, you know, it paid off with my guy. I gotta figure out his fucking name, and then,
This all goes back to his first MMA fight that was a first-round finish, and the same is true for his next 6 fights. And what you quickly notice from the beginning is that despite the comparisons to Hamzat, he's far more aggressive on the feet. I mean, just look at this crazy timing.
75 squat.
About this part,
push-up.
However,
small.